Isaac Davis, advisor. Isaac Davis, circa 1758 to 1810, was a British advisor to Kamehameha I, who was one of European settlers that helped form the Kingdom of Hawaii. He arrived in Hawaii in 1790 as the sole survivor of the massacre of the crew of the Fair American. He, along with John Young, became friends and advisors to Kamehameha. He brought Western military knowledge to Hawaii and played a prominent role during Hawaii's first contacts with the European powers. He spent the rest of his life in Hawaii and was known to the Hawaiian as ʻAikake. Life. Isaac Davis was born about 1758 in Milford Haven, Wales. He was a seaman on the American schooner Fair American, commanded by Thomas Humphrey Metcalfe, engaged with a larger companion ship, the Eleonora, in the maritime fur trade between the Pacific Northwest and China. In 1790, the Eleonora was under Captain Simon Metcalfe, when one of his skiffs was stolen by Chief Kaʻaʻaiki at Honuaula on Maui. He punished the Hawaiians severely, killing more than 100 Hawaiians at Alawalu. Metcalfe also once mistreated Kamehameha, a high chief on the island of Hawaii, and one of the sacred Pio twins, by whipping him. The humiliated Kamehameha swore vengeance on the next ship to arrive. He attacked the Fair American at Ka'apalehu, which was under the command of Metcalfe's 18-year-old son, Thomas. Thomas and all of the Fair American's crew were killed, except for Isaac Davis, the sole survivor of the attack, who was tied to a canoe and left nearly dead. It is said that Davis's life was spared because of his brave fighting. An alternative historical account that originated in a Hawaiian language newspaper in the early 20th century states that Kamehameha did not kill the crew of the Fair American. In March 1790, Simon Metcalfe left his bosun, John Young, ashore and sailed away from the Hawaiian Islands without knowing that his son had been killed. The Fair American was taken over by Kamehameha. Davis was nursed back to health by an American beachcomber named Isaac Ridler. Like his friend Young, Davis assisted Kamehameha in his dealings with foreigners and in wars of conquest. Davis was given the Hawaiian name ʻAikake, after the way that the Hawaiians tried to pronounce Isaac, from /ake/ to /ake/ Isaac A, to /ik/ ʻAikake. He was given the status of a high chief and married a relative of King Kamehameha I. He was appointed governor of Oahu, and owned estates on Oahu, Maui, Molokai I, and the Big Island. Family. Davis first married Nakainalima Alualu, a chiefess with whom he had one daughter in 1797, Sarah, Sally or Kale, Kanialono Davis, named after his sister Sarah in Wales. Kale Davis lived in Honokaula, Maui, had 6 children and died in 1867. After Nakai died in the Ukuyu plague, Davis married Kalukuna, a relative of Kamehameha, in Honolulu, and founded a prominent family in the islands. They had 2 children. His son George Hugh Davis was born on January 10, 1800. His daughter Elizabeth Betty Peake Davis was born on February 12, 1803. His son married Kahaʻanapilo Papa and Kalapuna and had many descendants. Among them was his son Isaac Young Davis, who was the second husband of Princess Ruth Kealiko-Lani, and his granddaughter Lucy Keapalo Peabody, who served as a maid of honor and lifelong companion to Queen Nema of Hawaii. His daughter Betty married George Prince Kamuali I, also known as Hume, the son of King Kamuali I of Kauai. After his death, his companion John Young looked after his children. 2 of them were living with him in 1807, and after Davis's murder in 1810, Young continued to care for them. In Young's will, dated 1834, he divided his lands equally between both his own and Davis's children. Death. When Kamuali I agreed to cede Kauai to Kamehameha and become a vassal ruler, the chiefs became angry. A secret plan was made to kill the Kauaian king, while he was on Oahu. Isaac Davis, learning of the plot, warned Kamuali I. Not waiting to attend the feast which was planned in his honor, he slipped away and sailed for Kauai. The poison, which was probably intended for Kamuali I, was given to Isaac Davis. Davis suddenly died in April 1810. He was buried in Honolulu, in the cemetery for foreigners. On his tombstone was placed the inscription. This cemetery is located near the Hawaii State Library in Honolulu. Isaac Davis had been one of Kamehameha's closest friends and advisors. His death was a great shock to Kamehameha and cast a dark shadow over the satisfaction which the king must have felt with the peaceful settlement with the king of Kauai. His nephew John Davis came to Hawaii in 1810 trying to find his uncle. John stayed and married a Hawaiian noblewoman named Kaweʻaka no Kakawale no Haleakalaka Uvakakinio Ko'olau, daughter of Chief Kakamoa and Chiefess Nahulanu. They had a son named Charles Kapuanaulu Davis who married Hannah Kulaloya Davis maiden Kupiaka 1826–1936, and Hidishu Tamar Kapualani Davis, born 1856. John and Kawe also had a daughter named Eliza Davis, 1821–1912, who had daughters Hannah, 1855–1938, and Mary with husband William Johnson, (1863). Eliza later married William Roy, (1905). Hannah Johnson would marry son of missionary John Davis Paris, 1809–1892, and Mary would marry Hilo businessman William Herbert Shipman, 1854–1943. Shipman, 18